I have been asked so many times over the years, if I only had one pot, if I only had one container, what would I plant in it? And while I do have a 1/10 of an acre micro homestead, the goal with the Urban Harvest is to teach people to grow food no matter what you're doing or what your space constraints are. And while I do have towers and raised beds and a little mini food forest, I absolutely still grow in containers. As long as you're growing food, that's what matters. A lot of people think they're limited when they're growing in containers, but truly the options are limitless. But with that being said, I decided to challenge myself and actually make myself pick a specific layout so that if you all want the easy button so that you can literally just duplicate what I did, you could. At the same time, I'd like to give you the concepts that I'm using to create that planter so that you can swap things out as needed and make it something that actually fits your needs. I am going to show you exactly how I assembled this one pot container garden, how to layer it all in, the types of plants I chose and why. But before we do, I would be remiss if I didn't share two absolutely critical components to a successful container garden. The first of which is soil. Now, we are going to think about this container here as a fishbowl, and these plants as a little fish swimming around in that fishbowl. When you have a tiny little fishbowl, there's not a lot of water for him to swim around in. There's not a lot of access to the nutrients and the food that this plant needs to thrive. Now, if we moved that little tiny fish into a giant aquarium, or we took this plant and put it into a big raised bed, it's going to have a lot more space to spread out and find food and water and everything else that it needs to thrive. So it is absolutely critical when we are working in this small setting to have really high quality soil, because these plants need to be able to find all of the food and water they need to thrive in this one small space. I highly, highly recommend using expensive soil like Fox Farm or Coast of Maine when you're container gardening. I know it's expensive, but the plants need food, and this has everything they need in it. If you were to sit there and buy bulk soil amendments to get the cheaper potting soil up to par, you'd end up spending just as much. And if you're only doing 1 or 2 containers, then this bag of soil is going to last you several seasons, if not years, before you have to buy another. So if you're container gardening, definitely consider getting the good stuff from the get-go so that your plants aren't struggling down the line. The second critical thing to think about when you're container gardening after the quality of the soil is the size of the pots. Now, I know you got to use what you have available, but really, truly, if you have anything less than a 3-gallon pot, only put one plant in that pot. If you want to be able to make an arrangement and maximize the space that you have in your container, I would recommend at least a 5-gallon, bare minimum 3-gallon pot if you want to do more than one plant per pot. Now, use what you got, the type of pot, plastic, ceramic, fabric. That part I don't care about as much as the size of it. The other really important thing to think about is the depth. All of the pots are going to be varying depths and widths and all of that. But generally speaking, most plants are going to want 12 to 18 inches deep on their pots. If you get too much shallower, you're going to be really limited on what will grow well in those conditions. And if you get one of those really, really deep pots, all you're doing is paying to put soil in there, and the plant's roots aren't actually going to access most of it, so it's kind of like wasted. So ideally, 3, bare minimum, 5 to 7 gallons ideal, with 12 to 18 inches worth of pot depth for you to be able to meet most plants' needs well. Now that you have your container filled with good quality soil, fill it about 3/4, if not almost all the way up, with an inch or 2 left at the top of the pot, which just gives you room to move the soil around. Now, I do not have a preference as to seeds versus plant starts. it all grows you food, that's really more of a budget and experience thing than anything. So that part doesn't really play into things when you're looking at container gardening. Now that we have those two critical components of pot size and soil out of the way for your container garden, we get to the fun stuff, which is planting and picking your plants. Now, not everybody is going to like the same thing, so I want to give you the foundation so that you can assemble the plants that you like into your pot so that it best fits your needs. Now, generally speaking, I like to put one large centerpiece style plant into a pot and then put in a few more lower growing supporting plants so that you can maximize the size of your pot. Now, taller plants are going to need light and they're going to block things. So I typically plant those to the back of the pot and then tuck in a few lower growing, potentially trailing, mounding, or low bushy plants in front of that. By putting these in almost layers, so to speak, you're allowing the plants to get what they need without competing while still maximizing what you get to harvest out of your container garden. So for my pot that I chose for today's video, I decided to go with something that climbs. So I have a little trellis that I'm going to tuck at the very back of the pot. And I put it at the back of the pot so that as the peas climb up the vine, they don't shade out the plants that are in front of them. So if you're going with anything trellised or very tall, like perhaps a tomato that uses a cage or anything like that, make sure to always plant that at the back of the pot. The next plant that I decided to put into my container garden is a Hansai Thai broccoli. Now, broccoli typically would fall more into like the centerpiece large plant category, but this variety of broccoli in particular is a non-heading broccoli, and you're harvesting the leaves and the shoots the entire time this plant is growing, so it's a lot more compact. And it reaches 12 inches height max, generally speaking, so it's not going to steal the light from the peas that are growing up behind it. It is the perfect fit for this size pot and this arrangement that I've created. Now I want to maximize this in every way possible, and when we've only got one pot to work with, we might as well make it produce for us as much as possible, which is why I want to squeeze in 2 more plants to this arrangement, and I went with annual herbs. Now, annual herbs are a fantastic fit for small space gardens where you only have a little bit of food to put on the table. Because if you think about it, if you have basil or parsley, you're going to be able to go out there, snip a few leaves, and have it to add to your sauce or garnish your food on a really regular basis. Whereas if you plant something like carrots, you're very likely going to have to wait a long time to harvest, and when you do harvest, you get one meal out of it, and then you're done. So putting things like these annual herbs into the pot are a way for you to get kind of like continual and instant satisfaction and have that regular harvest so that you really get the most use out of your limited space. So when you are putting it into the pot and arranging it, I like to hug this to the side so that they're kind of able to grow up and out. That way all of these plants can work together without competing for too much space. You always have to be mindful of the amount of light that they're going to get, and it also can affect the airflow, the water retention, and so many other factors. So just try to give them as much space as possible and think about this container in that layering concept, like I said earlier on, so that your plants all have a chance to thrive. We now have a 1-pot container garden. We considered the size of the pot and the depth of the soil. We put in really high quality potting soil so that we know these plants can access what they need from it. Then we arranged the plants so that they're not competing for space and light. We now have a 1 container, 1-pot garden that's growing me 4 different things in 2 square feet. But wouldn't it be pretty sweet if you could grow 42 plants in 3 square feet? If you're interested in taking it to the next level, pun intended, definitely check out this video next to figure out how you can grow even more food in just as much space.